Here's a quick breakdown. Griffin Johnson just responded to Noah Beck saying he and Griffin were never close in his GQ feature. Griffin recently went live where he answered a follower who asked, "Are you mad at Noah?" And Griffin answered, "No." And then Griffin went on to explain how he thinks Noah might have been pressed to answer that way, and Griffin is over the drama. As Griffin told his followers, I think he gets nervous when he does interviews. And I'm sure the journalists, when you do those interviews, those people are trying to press you for questions to get clickbait or whatever to get more views. To be honest, I thought it was kind of stupid, who cares? Then Griffin went on to say how he's over being associated with Dixie and Noah, as he said, "I'm tired of hearing about it because it's been a year and a half now," or some like that. Yeah, I totally understand Griffin wanting to move on from this relationship. Of course, we all know that Dixie and Griffin had a very, toxic relationship. It ended in infidelity. So Griffin made his move to Miami and away from this whole narrative going on and the drama. So I'm sure he wants to move on from this. I do agree that, this is not really, Noah Beck's character, so to speak. It's a little out of character for Noah. I do agree that he may have felt nervous or pressure with this big GQ feature to kind of answer these questions correctly and give them an open and honest conversation as they ask. And the media loves to spin certain headlines certain ways. This is nothing new. So I do think a lot of that happened, but I also believe that Noah was honest in what he said, that maybe Dixie and Griffin didn't have, the best relationship, which is why it actually ended, and maybe him and Dixie are in a better, healthier relationship and maybe a more mature relationship than she may have had. Griffin is referring to how about a year and a half ago, he and Dixie D'Amelio broke up after cheating allegations, and Dixie even showing the receipts of Griffin allegedly sliding into DMs asking for feet pictures on Snapchat. Shortly after Dixie and Griffin announced their split, Dixie was linked to Griffin's roommate and sway brother at the time, Noah Beck. Noah and Dixie then confirmed their romance a few months after Dixie split from Griffin and have been going strong ever since. Yeah, it's kind of a narrative that is in the past, so to speak, so I'm sure Griffin doesn't want to hear about this anymore. But, it's no shade to Noah, as he was asked this question about Griffin to kind of speak on that and how he feels. But I do think that everyone probably wants to move on. Like we said, Dixie and Griffin's relationship was a very public breakup. There was infidelity involved, and I think, a lot of them want to move on from this and to kind of talk about more of the positive things in their life. So we'll just have to stay tuned. But it sounds like Griffin wants to be removed from that alleged love triangle narrative, as he told his followers on his live. To be honest, I was a little bit angry at first because it's just annoying. Because it's the Snapchat articles and the news articles with my name, and I just don't want to be associated with those people. That's why I left LA. I just don't want my name involved with them. Now, unfortunately, Griffin, this is part of the media and part of being an influencer. Some of these types of narratives continue to be brought up, especially love triangles and all of that. So I don't think this is the last that we will hear about that old relationship between Griffin and Dixie. I do feel for Griffin, but also I understand why Noah came out and spoke honest. That is who Noah Beck is. It's part of his character. He is a genuine person. He's gonna give you his honest answer on how he feels. And like we said, if everyone is happy and has moved on and civil, then that's all that matters. We know that Dixie and Noah are in a happy relationship, seem to be doing really well. No one wants to talk about their exes or, ex-friends, so to speak. We know that Noah and Griffin were on the rocks for a while as this first started, but they had seemed to be in better place. So it's interesting that Noah kind of came out and spoke on this, because we kind of thought that whole situation was over, and maybe it still is over. And it's just a question that was asked to Noah that Noah had to give some sort of answer to. But I'm gonna take it to the chat now to see what you guys are saying about all of this. If you're just joining us, make sure to subscribe to Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news. Give us a like and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We're talking about Noah's comments about Griffin Johnson and his GQ feature and kind of his relationship with Dixie D'Amelio. Let's see what you guys are saying. Noah is losing his golden retriever vibe after doing Bryce dirty. Ooh, Kelsey is coming out with some shade. Yeah, you know, Noah he's had some controversy following him lately between the Bryce Hall conversation. Of course, we know that Bryce moved out of the Sway house and he kind of has been speaking out how Noah Beck and Bryce Hall kind of did him dirty. They moved in together. He did say that Noah responded to Bryce's text, whereas Blake Gray kind of ghosted Bryce when he asked about where they were moving. But it doesn't look good between these former Sway brothers. It's unfortunate, as we know, Sway was such a huge part of TikTok and everything going viral and kind of the rise to fame for a lot of these influencers. So it's unfortunate to hear that they're all kind of having these falling outs. Griffin, of course, as he said, and I mentioned in the story, moved to Miami to kind of get away from this drama, but drama always follows you. And no matter what state Griffin's gonna live in, unfortunately, his past mistakes, they follow you in life, and that is life, as we know. Let's see what everyone is saying. Kelsey's saying poor Griffin. Kelsey feels for Griffin. Yeah, I mean, on the one side, you feel for Griffin. He's trying to move on and move past these mistakes and grow. But as I just mentioned, your past kind of stays with you, and some of those mistakes and those regrets may follow you for the rest of your life, unfortunately. So I do also think that Noah, wanted to be honest and open up. This was his first GQ feature. It's no joke, It's a huge editorial piece on him, and he's gonna give you what he gives you, and that's a genuine conversation. So right now it is time for some Hollywire trivia. If you're just joining us, today we're playing some Ed Sheeran trivia. This is gonna be fun. If you're an Ed Sheeran fan, play along with us in the chat. We're gonna kick it off with this question. What does Ed Sheeran call his fans? Ooh, is it Ed, and Eddies? Cheerios, leprechauns, or Sheeranators? Does anybody know this answer? I think I know this answer. It rhymes with a famous cereal we may know. If you're playing along with us, I'm gonna say it's Cheerios. And what a fandom name, right? I think it's one of the best ones. Moving on to, what out of the ordinary tattoo does Ed Sheeran have? Does he have a bottle of ketchup, his own face, a coat hanger, or an iPhone? Does anybody know this answer? Play along with us in the chat. Does he have a bottle of ketchup on his arm? Or I guess it's anywhere on his body, his own face, a coat hanger, or an iPhone? I mean, your own face would be something cool and maybe a celebrity would do, but I don't think Ed Sheeran's getting his own face on tattooed on his body. I don't know. He doesn't give me that vibe. Does anybody know that answer? A bottle of ketchup, a coat hanger, or an iPhone? You know what? I'm going to go with a bottle of ketchup because that's, there we go. Ed Sheeran has a bottle of ketchup tattooed on him. Good for him. Moving on to, Ed has Prince tattooed on him to commemorate the royal family, the musical iconic, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or the Prince of Egypt movie. Now, I think that's supposed to say the musical icon, which is Prince, of course, that we know. So is it the royal family, the musical icon, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or the Prince of Egypt movie? Well, we know that he is a singer-songwriter, so of course he may take inspirations from other artists. So do we think it's actually Prince, the musical artist? Do we think? Or is it the royal family? We know that he's British, and of course the royal family is super famous and important in the UK. I'm gonna go between one of those. Does anybody know? Let's go with the musical. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Ed Sheeran. You are so cool. I just love him. All right, moving on to, which iconic artist is Ed's biggest fan? Is it Madonna, Mick Fleetwood, Billy Idol, or Elton John? Another man from the UK, is it Elton John? That would be the most obvious answer, right? We know Madonna and Ed could be really close also. Mick Fleetwood, ooh, maybe a country fan there. Billy Idol. Lots of icons in these answers. Does anybody know the answer? Which iconic artist is Ed's biggest fan? You know what? Let's go with Elton John. Elton John. Ooh, have you guys heard the Elton John and Dua Lipa remix? Cold Heart. Go listen if you haven't heard it. It's amazing. Moving on to who is famously known as Ed's doppelganger. Is it Rupert Grint, Chris Martin, Benedict Cumberbatch, or Niall Horan? Does anybody know this answer? Well, you know, Niall Horan, I guess they have, you know, both have fair skin, but Niall's a blonde, so I don't know if they could be mistaken for each other. Benedict Cumberbatch, they got the same coloring going on. They have that, you know, red strawberry blonde hair. Rupert Grint is another good one. Does anybody know this answer? Okay, we're going with Rupert. All right. Okay, Kelsey, good for you. Moving on to which song did Ed Sheeran write? Baby by Justin Bieber, Moments by One Direction, Clarity by Zedd, or Drunk in Love by Beyonce? Ooh, I know he's written songs for many of these artists, so this one gets a little tricky. Does anybody know that answer? I'm gonna go with One Direction. All right, it is One Direction because we're keeping it in the UK. Moving on to who is Ed's favorite rapper? Is it Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Run DMC, or Eminem? Does anybody know this answer? Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Run DMC, or Eminem? I think it's one of the answers. I think it's Jay-Z or Dr. Dre. I don't know why. I have this feeling. Play along with us in the chat if you know this answer. If there's any Cheerios with us, you may know this answer. Let's go with Jay-Z. Oh, it's Eminem. All right, that makes sense. It's kind of part of his generation growing up. Moving on to when is Ed's birthday? December 2nd, August 29th, February 17th, or March 18th? Now, I think I know this answer because I know it's always after my birthday. My birthday is in January, and I think it's pretty close to that. So I'm going to go with February 17th. All right, 6 out of 8. Not too bad. Thanks for playing along with us. And if you're just joining us, we were talking about Griffin Johnson, kind of responding to Noah Beck's comments in his GQ feature. What do you think about all of this? Do you think that Noah and Griffin will be friends eventually and kind of talk this all out? Or do you think it was a little shade coming from Noah? I'm Alex Schiffman, and follow us at Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news.